Hi, thank you for joining. My name is Crystal Olivaria, and I'm the Career Conversationalist. And today we're going to be discussing career conversations are usually affordable. Discover how easy it is to gather relevant information. Avoid paying tuition and having buyer's remorse, and learn how to stay in favor with informed folks. Conversations are a part of everyday life. We are naturally curious creatures and ask a lot of questions that lead to conversations. Conversations are great because we can learn a lot from others while making them feel important and valued at the same time. Conversations are easy to begin because others are willing to participate. Best of all, conversations do not require a large capital investment unless you are seeking mentorship from a paid program. While a paid program is great, there are other cost-effective ways to lure someone into a career conversation. Acquiring a professional's attention requires a friendly greeting, and luring them into a career conversation can range from zero cost to the price of a cup of coffee or a meal. How easy it is to gather relevant information. While I was in the store merchandising, a store associate asked me if I went to college to become a merchandiser. I told her no, and then I asked why she was interested in my educational background. I learned the woman worked in retail part-time while completing her general education college courses. She enjoyed merchandising at her job. She decided to select it as a college major. She was very excited to begin the semester. Her professor talked optimistically about the job prospects. The woman began to look for opportunities within the company she already worked for, but she did not see any. This was troubling, since she worked for a large national retail chain. Since I worked as a merchandiser for multiple brands at multiple store locations, the woman wanted to know my opinion about the job market. I told the woman I didn't have a lot of time to talk since I was on the job as a vendor in the store. I gave the woman my contact information so we could talk further at another time. This woman was naturally curious and she asked me some great questions. It cost her nothing to approach me and start a friendly conversation. Avoid paying tuition and having buyer's remorse. The woman I gave my contact information to never reached out to continue our career conversation. I saw this woman later and I followed up with her. The woman was irritated because as the semester progressed, she realized she better understood her college major. The professor talked about the increasing use of radio frequency identification (RFID) technology in stores. The professor talked about it in a tonality that expressed grave concern that technology is automating the retail business. The message being communicated was, your future jobs are being automated now. The woman who worked in retail while completing her general education courses uses RFID technology. Since the store is already short-staffed, there's a lot of work to do. RFID technology is making managing the workload more manageable. Therefore, she is excited about the expanding use of the technology. The contradiction between her view and her professor's view has caused this woman to become curious and find out about the professor's background. She learned the professor has never worked in retail. Prior to being a professor, the woman worked in an unrelated field and her job was eliminated due to automation. Picked up a job teaching about something she had only read about. The store associate I was talking to had taken out a student loan to pay for the semester. She completed her general education requirements and was at the first semester of her chosen college major. By the time the store associate and I had connected again, it was too late in the semester for her to drop her classes and change her major. The woman said she wished she would have called me so we could have discussed things further. I wish the store associate would have invited me to lunch. She shared the following. The question is not, is merchandising or retail a good career? The question is it a good career fit for you? The actual work of being a merchandiser isn't difficult. Sure, different styles and colorways of merchandise are represented on the floor, and you arrange them in a visually appealing way to drive sales. The job is fun because you get to access the newest merchandise. Companies will invest in merchandisers when sales are sluggish and they want to do everything possible to increase sales. This includes making sure fixtures are stocked with goods, ensuring the store has a full-size run of apparel to offer customers every size, and taking notes from store associates about what styles are and are not selling. Then forwarding this information to vendors or the buying office so the assortment can be changed to better serve customers. Companies also invest in merchandisers during the holiday season because it is when retailers make the most money. The most challenging part of the job is dealing with just-in-time scheduling. Just-in-time scheduling provides erratic hours of work with little to no notice to employees. Software scheduling systems look at various factors such as sales from last year and trending sales of this year, up, down, or sideways. Then the software provides a suggested work schedule. The idea is employers can save money by not having a lot of staff on the floor when projected sales forecasts are low. The result may schedule and fluctuate. As a result, my schedule fluctuates between 5 hours a week and 50 hours a week. It is a feast or famine roller coaster ride. I also do a reasonable amount of traveling, and I'm not always compensated. While you can work for a store rather than work for multiple brands, I currently do not see this as an area of growth. Retailers quietly laying off staff and closing stores. If you are beginning your career and you really want to work in this industry, I suggest you start by working for multiple brands. You will be exposed to a wide variety of brands and companies. This provides opportunity to see how different stores operate and get a feel for the company's culture at a wide variety of companies. Over time, you will build relationships with the store staff. This is helpful because you can ask them what it is like working for a particular company. If you have good relationships with the store staff, they will tell you the truth. This is helpful when evaluating if you want to move forward and applying for a permanent position at a particular company. There are also great networking opportunities by meeting and working with management. Store managers and district managers are always looking for someone to fill a position at a new store or take over a position at an underperforming store. A favorable impression, they will be happy to hire and groom you. They will put in a good word on your behalf when you apply for a position as a store manager. In the long run, it will be easier to move up quickly because you are taking the time to gain experience and develop relationships with people and positions to make decisions and influence outcomes. The long-term payoff can be worth it if you can handle the challenges of the journey. Learn how to stay in favor with informed folks. First, let's briefly discuss the benefits of sustaining an ongoing conversation with people who are well informed. Conversations can continue to provide great insight. You do not want your child to receive all the information at once because your child will likely experience information overload. Ongoing conversation serve bite-sized pieces of information that are easy to digest. For example, your child may feel overwhelmed if one discussion about merchandising leads to a conversation about future career paths. It is a good idea to stick with a topic like merchandising for a while until your child is ready to explore what career path this can lead to. When your child reaches this point, I would strongly suggest your child think twice about a position like a store manager, a career option that can be reached by going down the merchandising path. A challenging part of the job is dealing with store associates who are irritable at the just-in-time scheduling system. The erratic hours of work with little to no notice to employees makes the job of managing them more difficult. There is high turnover as employees look for better jobs. Morale is low when employees do not feel valued, when they work hard and they are not given steady number of hours each week. I would encourage your child to talk to several store managers to gain further insight. I would also happily recommend a few managers to approach. While the cost of paying for several meals may seem expensive to a student who does not have a steady income, it is far more cost effective than paying or taking out a student loan for a semester of college and discovering midway through the semester that this is a career path your child does not want to pursue. Developing good relationships with informed folks is easy. When your child offers to take someone out for lunch or dinner, your child increases his or her chances that the person he or she is offering to take out will make room in their busy schedule to meet with your child. Meals together are great because it imposes a time limit for the meeting. It eliminates the need for anyone to feel pressure to be the time monitor. However, there is flexibility and the conversation can continue as long as it's still going. If your child is interested in another meeting, then the bill comes to your child can say something like, I have really enjoyed our conversation. I would be happy to take you out again to continue our conversation. Then pay the bill. By doing this, your child is fulfilling a primal and emotional need at the same time. Your child is feeding them well and showing appreciation. People want to be appreciated and well fed. So your child should align his or her efforts in fulfilling these needs. I like the idea of offering food because it is generally consumed. Gifts are nice, but they are not always consumed. They might not fit in with their decor, and or people may not want more stuff. You do not want them to feel guilty if they do not want or they want to give away the gift that your child gave them. Below are 5 tips to help your child stay in favor with informed folks. Find out their favorite foods. People love to eat their favorite food. It makes an invitation harder to say no to. For example, if I know you love cheesecake, how hard would it be for you to turn down an invitation to the Cheesecake Factory? Likewise, how easy would it be for you to say yes to the invitation? Find out their favorite restaurant. 2. Find out their favorite restaurant. People love to go to their favorite restaurant and eat their favorite food and enjoy the ambiance of the social environment. People may prefer to go to a quiet restaurant while others prefer the hustle and bustle of a socially vibrant atmosphere. Everyone has their preferences. Find out what these preferences are. Someone is more likely to say yes to your child's invitation if he or she suggests going someplace they already want to go. 3. Offer suggestions and play the leading role. People get tired of making choices and welcome suggestions to go someplace new and exciting. Your child can offer to take them to a new restaurant that just opened up, or take them to one of his or her favorite restaurants that they might not be familiar with. People in positions of authority have a lot of responsibility and make decisions all day and lead others. These people can find it refreshing to have someone else provide a counterbalance and make decisions for them so they can enjoy the role of being led. Offer to meet them someplace that is convenient for them. Should be willing to drive to them rather than expecting them to meet them halfway. The more convenient your child can make it for them to meet him or her, the more the more your child is demonstrating that he or she values their willingness to get together. This can create unexpected positive consequences. Therefore, your child should be willing to fight traffic in order to get there early and on time. 5. Offer dessert. People may not order dessert because they do not want to take advantage of your child's generosity. There's a real wow factor when your child offers dessert. Your child's likability increases greatly. This is powerful because people want to provide value in exchange for the value they are receiving. Offering dessert is also a great way to extend the conversation. The person on the receiving end will likely be thinking of additional relevant points to add to the conversation. Note: if someone goes out of their way to provide me a wonderful meal, then I'm going to go out of my way to assist them as best I can. For example, while I warn caution at pursuing a career as a merchandiser in the retail industry, I would happily steer someone in the direction of growth within the same industry. I would happily recommend they subscribe and read an industry magazine to learn more about the industry and areas of growth. In this example, I would recommend subscribing to the Internet Retailer magazine, continuously talking about areas of growth and needing a talented workforce. At the time of creating this blog post, the cover of April's 2016 issue states, "Always be recruiting." With talent in demand, e-retailers work to retain their own people while developing ties to others who might be among their next hires. A friendly greeting and a few questions can lead to an ongoing conversation. Informed people enjoy talking to others who are naturally curious about their profession. It costs nothing to approach someone and start a conversation. If your child wants to increase the odds of someone meeting with him or her, your child can lure them by offering to buy them a cup of coffee or a meal. Having career conversations will help your child make better career decisions. This can prevent you from having buyer's remorse from paying for a college major that your child decides he or she does not want to pursue. Planning on having multiple conversations will help your child be sure of his or her decision when he or she declares his or her college major. Ongoing conversations will also prevent overwhelm. The best way to have ongoing conversations is to stay in favor with informed folks. Therefore, plan on giving your child money and discussing what he or she has learned after each meeting with an informed person. Go make room in your budget to give your child some career exploration spending money. Bonuses. Bonus number 1, an article for NBC News. Shift change. Just-in-time scheduling creates chaos for workers. Part-time work has grown quickly since the recession, much faster than full-time employment. While these jobs have helped drive down the overall unemployment rates below 7%, many part-time workers would rather be working full-time. In 2007, the number of involuntary part-time workers has nearly doubled. In March, there were over 7.4 million involuntary part-time workers compared to 4.3 million the same time in 2007, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistic figures. Number 2, article from the Washington Post. The next labor fight is over when you work, not how much you make. A few years ago, D.C. passed laws requiring employers to pay a minimum of 4 hours in a shift, even if a worker was sent home early, and to pay an extra hour's worth of wages for every split shift with a long break in the middle that an employee works. Bonus number 3, an uplifting story about a news article reporting on just-in-time scheduling that made a positive impact on 130,000 workers. Article from the New York Times. Times article changes a Starbucks policy fast. An article Jody Cantor wrote last week about Janet Navarro, a Starbucks barista struggling to keep her life in order and care for her son despite disjointed work hours, prompted Starbucks to change its scheduling policies for 130,000 workers across the nation. Initially, Ms. Cantor's high-impact story wasn't intended to be about Starbucks at all. Thank you for joining me in this hangout. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. I am having some technology glitches with Google, so that's why I don't have my usual lower third underneath. However, I still thought that it was really important to provide this information so we can continue an ongoing conversation. If you liked what you heard, then I would strongly suggest you go to the website grabyourfreegift.com/Crystal O, CRYSTALO. You can grab your free gift, and you will also be added to my emailing list and receive weekly emails regarding the newest blog post, inspirational quote, and occasional extra bonuses. And I would encourage you to create an email folder, !career conversationalist. This way you can keep all these important emails in one place and have easy access to refer to them later. I also just want to take a moment to thank Google for the technology that is allowing this broadcast to be created. So I'm using Google Hangouts right now to create this live broadcast. And if for some reason you're not able to attend the live broadcast, then the replay will be made available on YouTube, which is also available and still going thanks to Google. So thank you once again, Google, and thank you for joining me, and I will look forward to our paths crossing again soon. I'll see you soon. Take care.